So I met Faith at the very first poetry event I ever attended. It was the Hard House Literary Review launch. It was a campus literary magazine, and Faith was a reader of this beautiful poem that I still think about and cherish, oddly. Like, I don't even think I remember it quite correctly. And I have the copy, but I don't go back to read it because I cherish the memory so much. But there was like ocean and maybe like a woman and memory itself in the poem. But what I really remember is that on the way out, Faith said she liked my shoes. It was so cute. And I just remember her smile, and then we went our ways. And I cherish that night for so many reasons, one of which is that I'm just grateful that what such an important like beginning into poetry begins with someone like Faith, someone who's so absolutely and transcendently talented, but just like I still remember like how the room stood during her reading and how it probably will again today, but also someone whose like heart is just as, if not more, full and generous as her poetry. Faith writes narrative into poetry in ways that change both. She writes poetry of everyone, of bread, of Roque Dalton, which is a poem I so deeply just think of her with, which within it says, my veins don't end in me, but in our unanimous blood. Like Arceus Kirmay and Mary Oliver, Faith pulls together images with this slow and tender music, a really palpable groundedness, and a sense of having your own 2 feet on the earth, an honesty that we can hold taut between our eyes and ears, as patient as it is discerning. I cannot imagine poetry without her, and I cannot imagine this launch without her. Thanks.
Oh my goodness. I was already like feeling emotional just like listening to Malvika talk about like your book, the book right here, which everyone should grab a copy of if you haven't. And I was feeling emotional about that. And then for you to say that all about me is very, very nice. Thank you. So I'm going to try to like stabilize my voice and just read a few poems for you all today. So thank you all for coming. And yeah, I just feel really honored to be here to get to, like launch this beautiful book and be amongst a community of such incredibly talented people. So yeah, I just have a few poems for you today. This is the first one. It's called Elegy for the Drunken Voice. If I hold before you a knife resting against my chest in one hand and a cup in the other, I lose every time. To know a drinker is to know advanced mathematics. One exercise, taking into consideration trajectory and pitch. At what moment does the sour haze of a breath intersect with my shadow, hiding from your heaviness? I study collisions so often I become one. And your collisions become my curses. Death to the breath that burns. Death to the debate I will always lose. Death to the promise of change made in the morning. The only thing I do not wish dead is you, although there have been moments where I, watching your heavy swaying body sleeping after an eruption, have been unable to tell the difference between sleep and stillness and have considered it. They say in the beginning there was nothing, but in the beginning there was a struggle, a noise. All your weight connects with the earth. You are impossible to lift. There was I, putting you to bed fully clothed, removing only your shoes. You show me a drink that you pour into your hand before lighting it aflame. Your hand is bright and burns for a second. This is our life burning away, and in the smoke you cannot see me. Your voice, after many years of drinking, has become a flame grasping at all the air around it as it seeks to expand. And it is only your voice I can hear. And it is this voice I leave my last curse for. To the voice that asks, can you hear me? I will always say yes. Yes, I can hear you. I will hear you even when you are dead. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. This poem is called, Oh God, exclamation point. It's about my dad. And I mean, to have a father is to like, I don't know, dads are just like whole exclamation points, I feel. So anyways, this is this poem. My father is always speeding around in his car. I say, "Oh God, look out," as we weave through traffic like a tightly woven braid. He tells me they all need to look out for me. He is a man for where there are only two kinds of people, family and everyone else. And they is really everyone else. My father breaking the ankles of teenagers at the basketball court well into his older age. He cradles a ball with a gentleness that reverbs in his voice. My father is my father, but he is also the father of all cute babies who love him and all puppies who also love him. He is the father of all flowers in the summer. I had no choice, says my father when I ask him why he is my father. My face is his face, the way the sky shares the same color with the sea. The man cannot hold a tune to save his life. When we are in the car, we sing together and make up the lyrics as we go until I have to yell out, "Look out," all over again. Oh God, oh God, oh God, how I love him. This poem needs exclamation marks because to know him is to understand real joy. The joy of flowers, of raising a child, of washing the sleep out of my eyes when I come down the stairs looking for him. My father snores and will wake up and tell us that he was always awake. Such a liar. Just resting, he will tell us. His eyes, his many eyes heavy, always on the lookout, always alive. Thank you. Okay, so this poem is called This Isn't the Life. I was like having a weird day listening to Drake, and yeah, I wrote this poem. So yeah. This isn't the life I sought out to live, but it's mine. I hold this life. I reach out and grasp it as it flutters and hold it close to my chest, my heart beating offside along it, making a new rhythm. I suffer, yes. Yes, I suffer. And I still love nothing like I love myself. My life, stained orange like the tangerines I feed my dog. I accept this living. Let a slice dissolve on my tongue, hold both the acid and the sweetness. Running through the city with my woes, you know how that shit go. This isn't the life I sought out to live, but I'll thank it. I'll anoint the day in fragrance and oils, all parts of its soft and delicate shell. I am here with you, says your life, with my woes, with my woes, with my woes, and all the other parts. If you're reading this, it don't end here. If you're reading this, it isn't too late. Thank you. And I just have one more poem for you all. It's called Two Lefts. So yeah, thank you everyone. You've been so nice. Yeah. I want all the stories that you're in, like the one where you're a plumber, or the time you won $60 at the casino and drove home happily. The one, especially where you're laughing and never stop. And we drove to an apple orchard and I had to navigate. Go left on the next exit, I say, pointing the wrong way. That's your right, you tell me, very calmly as we move through a hurling ball of iron on the freeway. I said, turn left and pointed right. I said, oh, maybe I meant my other left. And you nodded. It wasn't a big deal. You laughed. I like you here. I like us here in this world where there are two lefts. Perhaps these worlds don't matter to anyone else but us, which says so much about the way love asks to be understood. But I still have to say it aloud right here, even if it matters to no one else but us, that in every world where I know you, I love you. Thank you.